Well, hello everyone. This is Dr. Eileen, and this is a daily dose of medicine walk. And for those of you who are listening in on Blog Talk Radio, this is Healing House Radio. So, today I am outside. This is my little deck where my cabin is in the mountains, and I'm right above the river, and it is such a nice day that I decided, well, let's try being outside. And Sam here is enjoying the sun, and Luna is wondering what's going on. So, part of the reason why I wanted to try something different was, well, frankly, you go a little stir crazy. Come here, Sam. Come on, lay down. Lay down. You go a little stir crazy sometimes. And sometimes a change of perspective is exactly what we need in order to be able to get a little bit of a better perspective on things. And it has to do with today's question, because it is about changing your, maybe changing your perspective on something, not getting so locked in to one particular way, especially if somebody else feels that that particular way is right. So, today's question is, what is the best way for an empath to deal with a narcissist? Oh, yes, we deal with, we all have that person in our lives who, and the funny thing is, I find that a lot of people who are narcissistic have no idea that they're narcissists. They just kind of feel that sense of entitlement, and it doesn't really enter, their minds or their perceptions that, yeah, maybe you're not being as compassionate, maybe you're not being as open-minded or understanding, and it can be difficult because an empath can get sucked into a narcissist very, very easily. So a part of dealing with narcissists is changing the perspective. Because empathy will automatically kind of hook you into resonating with them and what they need. Sometimes it means that if you're around somebody who's narcissistic, getting up, walking out of the room, and then coming back in. And while that may seem odd, what it does is it gives you a moment of leaving their energy. And especially if you're somebody who is in a prolonged relationship with a narcissist, it may be a family member, it may be a friend, it may be just someone who really is a significant part of your life. And it's not that they're a bad part of your life. And they have this particular inclination that, well, pretty much what affects me, and that's the most important thing in the universe. So, when you're an empath, when you automatically can resonate with someone, then, the tools that you need to use are the ones of disconnecting. If you keep a stone with you, I often recommend that empaths keep a stone with them, because if they're in a situation where there's too much resonance around, then you resonate to that, and you put your focus on that, you put your awareness into that, and then that way you don't end up with you don't end up with distractions. So if you are, and narcissism is, that's a whole, bag of badgers that, and it is it's not as simple as just, well, they're a jerk. It goes so much deeper than that. And it really does take a lot of, real study as to whether or not someone, is genuinely a narcissist. And, some people act in a narcissistic way, yet it's because of experiences that they've had, and in some cases, traumatizing experiences that they've had. And, just because somebody wants attention, like Sam, Just because he wants attention doesn't mean that he is, that he's a narcissist. I don't believe that animals are capable of being narcissists, because, not even cats, because they don't attach story to anything. And a narcissist, the story that they attach is that, they have to be held and acknowledged in a particular way. And yes, an empath can be very good at that. And the thing that actually attracts empaths to narcissists is because there is always that high level of connection, which, as we've talked about, is, you can feel it in your body. And often, when you're an empath and you're resonating with someone, it feels good. So there is that payoff for narcissists and empaths to be in connection with each other. If you are not choosing to engage in that, then the point is to be able to say, no, I'm not going to connect with this person in this way. That is not what I want to do. I do not choose to utilize my abilities in this way. So when you are dealing with somebody, as I said, a change, it's amazing how when you get out of their field, there's this immediate drop in, well, wait a minute, why was I agreeing to that? Why was I, it's kind of like the spell breaks for a while. Taking some deep breaths. Grounding. Grounding is really big. Last year, I did a whole month on grounding. So, and this is about being a grounded empath. So once you ground, then you can go back in and you realize you can actually feel. And once you, become more of a manager of your empathy, you can feel when someone's projecting it to you. And you could also have a narcissist who is a very strong empath. Yes, that, it seems in opposition, but actually it's not. Hey, Luna. Hello. Luna's out getting some sun too. So, it is it's not as simple as we think, and it's also not as complicated. Sometimes just setting good boundaries and sticking to them can be, that could be the big thing. Know yourself, know your value, know that you don't need to reflect anyone to be you, to serving a purpose. We don't always serve the higher good by engaging our empathy. We need to make that conscious. We need to make it a choice. And you can do it. It takes practice, but it can be done. Anyway, so thank you for joining me, and maybe I'll try a few more videos out here in the open. There's a road not too far, and and a few cars go by, but it is pretty isolated. So yeah, maybe I'll try some more. It feels good to get out in the sun. It feels good to be out and breathing fresh air and hearing the river. And I know that I'm very blessed. I know not everybody has that opportunity. But if you can, please make the most of getting out into nature, because that also helps with our empathy. Connect to something that's really awesome if you're going to choose to connect. Anyway, again, thanks for joining me and for joining Sam. And until next time, and as always, I wish you balance and I wish you blessings from my heart to yours. See, you've thrown off my outro. Anyway, love you, and see you tomorrow. Bye.